How's it going, everybody? My name's Warner Fields with Fields of Profit. I'm a high six-figure full-time Amazon seller, and today I'm joined by my friend Phil, who's actually one of our students from the FBA roadmap. It's been a lot of fun. He's been on our community Zoom calls a bunch lately. I'm joking about the perfect attendance record that he almost has on those Zoom calls. But yeah, we're just going to be hanging out with Phil here for 10 to 15 minutes, ask him some questions about what's going well for him in his Amazon business. Because as experienced sellers, sometimes I forget a lot of the things that were tricky. So we're going to talk about him, how he was able to get over a lot of those beginner strategies and stuff. But yeah, nice to have you on the channel, Phil. How's it going?
It's going great, Warner. Thanks for having me.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah. So why don't you just kind of get us started off here? Kind of let me know how you got into Amazon, like what you saw, like what potential you saw in the business model.
Sure. So I got 2 years of law school under my belt. I was stressed out and needed to take a break. A couple of months go by and, I'm on a fixed income being a military retiree. So I start running down rabbit holes on YouTube, as a lot of people do, and got into books. Lasted about a month, but I got into books. The ROI was great. Takes quite a bit of work to do it. So jumped from there into RA, which I still do some of because I can't wean myself off of it. Start hitting brick and mortar stores and finding, great ROI stuff. And that's still a part of what I do with Amazon today. And then ultimately, I found two strapping young lads talking about the FBA roadmap, and I was all in. Great course. I probably haven't finished every single module yet, and that's on me, but I'm going to get back around to it because I do need to sharpen some things up.
Yeah.
And but it's been great. I mean, it's eye-opening, great tools, great resource. You guys are continuing to update modules and add modules, and the Zooms you guys do to keep us on track and answer questions is gold. It's priceless.
I appreciate that. You're pitching it for me.
No, I'm sincere. I'm telling the truth, man. That's how I feel about it.
Awesome. I appreciate that. Yeah. So if you could just kind of let the people know, like, if you don't mind, you're sharing your sales numbers, maybe for the last month, where you kind of sitting these days.
Oh my goodness. I will give me a moment. So let's be real scientific about this and pull it up. Okay. So with books, mainly back in January, I hit 2,800 in sales, mostly books.
Was that your first month?
That was my very first month.
That's crazy for first month with books. My first month with books was like $500.
Well, so I had an ace up the sleeve. I had some old law school textbooks that I was able to flip at the right time since I dropped out of law school. So that kind of helped me a little bit. So that's what I did in books. And then in month 2 was still some books. And I still have some books in inventory. But then I started getting into RA and I jumped up to 3,967 in month 2. And then in month 3 in March, that's after I got into FBA roadmap and started learning some of the stuff that you teach, I eclipsed 13K in my third month.
That's awesome. So, I didn't realize you were that high. That's cool.
Yeah, I mean, and it's been exciting. I'm at 5,000 and some change right now, and I have some pretty good hitting inventory going in.
Yeah.
I think I'll eclipse 13. I got a gut feeling I might get to 20. I don't know. It's going to be close.
Oh, yeah. Yeah. That's awesome to see that kind of growth. So what categories have you had some success with so far?
Oh, wow. I have done anything that will make me a nickel. So I've got, on my floor right now, I've got Nerf guns. I've got action figures. I've got lotions. I've got deodorants. I have Spanx.
Yep.
Just you name it, I will sell it. I've done food. I've done over the counter, which I've got ungated in. Still quite a few things I need to work on, especially in cosmetics, getting ungated. Some of them can be, the bar can be a little high to buy something that you're going to break even in, maybe, but it's just step by step. And I've not been great about really organizing and documenting and using the spreadsheet that you provide to make sure I really have a grasp on what my best products are. I want to get to the point like you and have good replens that I can buy month after month and have a nice baseline and not feel like I'm having to scramble to find product all the time. That's where I'd like to get.
Yeah, I like that. And also I like how you're, selling anything you can make money on. A lot of people, as soon as they get started, they'll be like, oh, I only want to sell Nike and Legos, and that's all I'm going to do. But there's opportunity everywhere. Like even in the stuff that's super easy to get ungated in, like there's going to be opportunity everywhere. So I like you're really going for the opportunities there. So if there's one thing you had to pick that kind of clicked that has allowed you to transition from RA and books to OA and really start to scale up those numbers, what would you say that one thing has been?
For me, it was getting SellerAmp and really having that information available so fast.
Yeah.
Learning how to use SellerAmp, learning how to storefront stock and reverse search using SellerAmp has been the biggest thing for me. I am still not great, and I'm still trying to get better and refine my abilities with tactical arbitrage. And I do have tactical extender as well, but I just haven't got real good at that yet. So for me, it's SellerAmp has been gold.
Yeah, I like that. I think the SellerAmp plus Keepa strategy. There's videos on that on my channel if any of you guys are confused about what we're talking about. But that strategy is super awesome for beginners because not a lot of expenses on tools. Fairly, you can can dive in, figure it out within a day, then, you do like tactical arbitrage, stuff like that. People can spend, the whole free trial and find nothing because there's a pretty good learning curve on it. Is there anything that has helped you kind of shorten the learning curve on tactical arbitrage?
Watching your videos and taking your
Okay.
course. I mean, yeah. I get around a little bit, not to be too promiscuous, but there's a lot of good content out there.
Yeah.
So,
I'm not
right.
expecting you to only
So
watch my videos.
it's just the time commitment to really consume that material that's been put out and then apply it to what you're trying to do. So in repetition, like anything, the more you practice it, the more you do it, and you're going to get better at it. And that's where I'm at right now, is just trying to get better at it.
Yeah. And I mean, you're about to start like month 4 right now. I guess we're like about halfway through month 4 and already looking maybe on pace to get 20K. So that's awesome. So what kind of, I know like for me, I have some really dialed in like profit ROI metrics. Maybe for beginners, what would you suggest? What are you going off of for like your ROI and your minimum profits right now?
For me, I have still been chasing higher ROI stuff. I have been on a listing or two that the prices tank. I've been on 1 or 2 where Amazon, they pulled the listing. So I'm still a little gun shy of narrower stuff that I might be able to do more volume in. And I'm actively trying to build the money I'm working with at a bit of a faster pace. I know it's probably counterintuitive when you talk about sell through at a lower ROI, but you're turning it over more and more. Yeah. I'm probably shooting myself in the foot a little bit, but I'm still at a bit higher ROI. I think Inventory Lab had me at 54%.
That's awesome.
Last month, I think my cost of goods was $4,600 and my net profit was $2,400 or something like that.
Yeah, that's a beautiful thing right there.
Yeah, and it's all back out. I'm hitting pay out every day I can on Amazon. I'm hitting pay, and as soon as it's in my bank account, I'm buying more products.
It's monopoly money until it's in your bank account. Yeah. So what is kind of your biggest challenge right now in terms of scaling your business further?
I'm spending a lot of time doing prep.
Sure.
And I need to do a better job of finding products that have larger dollar amounts of profit. I'm doing great ROI, moving a lot of smaller stuff that I'm making $250 on, but it's not the type of product that I can effectively send into a prep center. And I want my freedom. I'm willing to grind this for as long as it takes to get there, but I want to get to the point where, like you, I can spend a couple of hours either doing search myself or looking what a VA sends me, and then being the cash cow and having the product go to prep. Here, that doesn't necessarily hold true in Q4, but for the kind of money people are making in Q4, I'm all about it.
Yeah, no, it'll definitely keep working during Q4. There's just some opportunity, like we've been talking about, doing some merchant fulfilling and stuff. But yeah, plenty of opportunity, even doing FBA there. Yeah. So how many hours would you say you're spending right now working on your business?
Oh, I'm spending a lot. I'm in the growth phase, and I'm happy to do it. So, but the model, being able to do it from home as I do, I take a lot of breaks. So it's real hard to put a number on, but I would say I personally do, with the way product is rolling in, I'm probably doing 6, 7, 8 hours with breaks built in.
Yeah.
But again, my wife is on me already because I got stuff stacked outside the office that I'm getting ready to send in. And I'm real particular about polybagging and make sure stuff's protected, try to keep returns down, try to make sure customers are happy with the way it arrives. So that probably adds, I may be a little overdoing it with that, but it, keeps stuff from coming back.
Yeah, for sure. And yeah, I mean, it's going to take hard work. Like I like the way you're approaching it. Like I'll sell anything. Like I'm willing to put in the hard work, like building the systems, learning as much as you can. Like you have to be down in it, like working really hard to start. Like a lot of people are like, I started yesterday. Can I get a VA in a prep center already? And I'm like, no, man, that's not how it works. Like you got to put in the work. You got to go for it. I really respect that. Yeah. So we talked about this briefly earlier. You're talking about how you're wanting to get some of those products where you can just buy it over and over again, get those replenishables into your store. Since you've been doing OA for about a month or so already, I wouldn't expect you to have a ton of those, but have you noticed any of your items already starting to become an item where it's like, hey, going out of stock here, I can buy it again and replenish that?
Yep. I've got one item. It's a little bit longer tail item. It doesn't sell super fast, but I had the buy box for a long time on that. Now that my inventory's got down a little bit lower, somebody else has better stocks. I've sent in replens on that. I've got a makeup product that sells pretty fast at a really good return. And I've got to set email reminders up because it goes out of stock where I buy it. And every time it's back in, I'm buying it. Like, because I know it'll sell straight through. So I've got a few. I just want more. I want to get more of those where Yeah, I
like the email reminder tips there. On a lot of websites, if you let's say you have an item, it's really hot, you sold a bunch of it, not able to get it, a lot of times you're gonna be able to plug in your email address. That way, as soon as it comes back, you'll get the email. I've got a ton of items like that. So I get a couple emails like that every day. And it's just like, boom, easy money. That's back in stock. And that's another nice factor that prevents price tanking, because you're going in and you're getting these limited time items that other people are having trouble buying. You're going in there, setting getting the email alert, and then way less people are going to be able to see that that's a profitable product that was actually in stock. So I'd imagine on those products especially, you're going to remain a lot more profitable, especially as I know a lot of new sellers are really worried about price tanking. So that's just one of many things you can do to avoid price tanking there. Yeah, so kind of wrapping up here, do you have any words of advice to the sellers who are a couple months into their journey? Maybe they're thinking about getting started. What would you have to say to those guys?
First of all, I would say you can spend hours and hours and hours and hours and hours on YouTube trying to figure this out yourself, or you can find a nice, concise roadmap that'll get you there a lot faster. And I say that because your time is valuable, and the faster you can get up and running, the better off you're going to be in the long run. Why struggle for months on end when you can really get a jump start?
Yeah.
And with that, it's persistence, it's being patient and paying attention, it's networking, it's getting in the right Discord servers and talking to people and figuring out what works and what doesn't, and not recreating the wheel. If I can find somebody like Warner that has been killing it, I want to learn from that person. I don't want to go out there and make dumb mistakes. So, and that's how I roll.
Yeah, that makes sense. It was really nice chatting with you. I like the attitude. Definitely see a lot of success in your future. And for all of you guys out there who are just willing to put in the hard work, sell anything that's, anything that's good, there's a bunch of success out there waiting for you guys. But if you guys enjoyed this interview, go ahead and hit the like button, all that kind of stuff. And as Phil mentioned multiple times, if you're interested in the FBA roadmap, that's going to be linked down below. I think it's an awesome resource to help you guys make money. Plus there's a money back guarantee. So if you don't make money, then I don't want to make money either. But yeah, great chatting with you today, Phil. I will see you guys in the next video.
Thanks, Warner.